Okay. We're giving God glory for 20, are we 21-1? I don't know what we are. Something like that. We've had a little bit of a break this week. Kids have had a couple days, and so we'll be back at it today, getting ready for a big, talented, physical Tennessee team. Extremely impressed with how hard they play, how physical they are, how they attack the boards. It's going to be it's a real concern for me going into the game on Sunday. We'll have to have all five of our kids doing a great job of blocking out and making sure that we got butts and guts, because they do a tremendous job of attacking the glass. They're great in transition. That's probably my first concern, and rebounding is 1B or 1A. So they're really a fine basketball team. Holly's doing a great job. A lot of young kids, and so they're going to make, they're going to have spells where young kids will do young things. Trust me, we have a spell where my old kids do young things, so I get it. But they're really talented. They've had a week too to get ready for us, so excited about our sellout on Sunday. It's our pink game and breast cancer awareness, and hopefully it'll be a great day for us. So should be a great game.
Start in the back with Robbie, and we'll come up to Brett.
Hey Vic, Tennessee had kind of a historically bad run in the last first part of the schedule. It seems like they've kind of steadied the ship a little bit over the last few weeks. You mentioned a little bit of that youth. Is it as simple as some of those players maybe getting their feet under them, or what's kind of been the difference? I don't know if you've seen first part of the schedule or not, but what's kind of been the difference for them?
Yeah, I just I think you're exactly right. I think they won 3 in a row. They played Notre Dame. They led Notre Dame for 3 quarters, and Notre Dame's got 80 points coming back. They got more points than anybody in the country returning, and so they've done a really good job. And like you said, just those games they lost were all by 1 or 2 points. They just other than the Alabama game, they led all those games. Were in them, had the lead late, and so that's sometimes what happens with when you've got some young, inexperienced kids. So, we're like I said, Holly's a great coach. She's going to get them fixed. To me, she's got them headed and fixed. And I'm telling you, my message to our kids today is, number one, you better be ready. You better be having it in 5th gear from the jump, not 1st or 2nd, and then trying to get it to 3rd or 4th, because they will flat smack you in the mouth and make you like it. And transition and rebound, those are all toughness things. And as y'all know, we're not the toughest team in the country right now, so we have issues of our own with toughness.
Brett?
You mentioned in Tuscaloosa that you wanted to spend more time on offense given the extra days without a Thursday game. How did you kind of incorporate that into practice? Have you seen the development that you wanted to see out of that?
Yeah, we spent one day just shooting, and we spent another day watching film, seeing where our mistakes have been in spacing, and then we've gone to the floor and tried to address that a little bit. So we've worked on it. We've worked on both man and zone, and so today and tomorrow again we'll continue to try to improve on that area. At the same time, I'm not going to neglect our defense. Our help defense has really improved. We still struggle in certain areas, but help side has been really good. And against Tennessee, that's going to be a premium because they put their heads down and drive it all the time. And I think that's what, again, one of the things that impresses me about them. They don't stand out there and settle. And so it's going to be a real premium for us to make sure we do a good job of keeping the ball in front of us, sealing and handling that a little bit.
Robbie?
How beneficial was the week off for your injured players? You had the banged up players, and Joe had the injury against Alabama. Bree was out. How beneficial was that week off?
Yeah, I think it's good for us. I think, you know, these kids up here have played a lot of minutes lately, and so good for them to have an extra day off, and you know, breaking up the whole week of not playing yesterday. We shot yesterday, that's all we did. So it wasn't like we went up and down and did anything. We shot for an hour by position. And so and Bree's back. She was back Monday. She passed concussion protocol Monday. Naya's not back. She probably won't be back. But Bree was back, and Joe seems to be doing a lot better. She looks good, and so I think it was a great. Obviously, the timing was probably pretty good.
And for T, you gave Coach a look on Sunday when he mentioned that your back was hurting and you were a little banged up, and you acted like, you know, maybe you were all right. What kind of physical toll are you taking over the year when you have doubles and sometimes triple teams and everybody's kind of crashing, keep you off the glass? What kind of physical toll do you feel like your body's taking this year?
A hard one. I mean, you can imagine two people, you know, hitting you from each side and, you know, undercutting you every time you jump up to go get a rebound. You hitting the floor as hard as you can. So, I mean, it's a hard toll.
You mentioned, you know, the past few games you've had some good defensive efforts, and then prior to that you were averaging 90 points a game and having great offensive efforts. In your opinion, what's the most complete game your team has played this year?
Well, that's a great question. You know, we lose Chloe, who's averaging 13 points a game. I think that gets lost in the shuffle as far as everybody thinks that our offense is falling off the planet. You know, I don't think that's the case. I think you lose 13 points a game. I think you're playing teams that are well coached. They know you better than anybody in the country. They game plan better. I mean, our league is home of the best coaches and the best players in the country. So I just think it's a combination of things where we've gone against two really good, in my mind, defensive teams. I mean, LSU, good night. Last night they held Arkansas to 10 points, I think, at halftime. So, you know, they're really, really good, and yet we were able to go in there and on their court and get 68. So, I mean, that's not, again, that's not the end of the world for me. And so I just think for us, it's, you know, just the familiarity of our opponents with us more than anything. Man, a complete game, that's a great question. I'll have to probably think pretty hard on that. Maybe I'm waiting on that.
I'll hit you up on Sunday.
Yeah.
Anriel or Jazz, both of you can respond. When y'all think of Tennessee, what do you think? What first comes to mind? Tradition, what they've been able to do this year? Just what do y'all think of?
I think of long, athletic, fast. They're all really talented. They're really good. Individual, I think they all have their own skill set that they're really good at. Their guards are really fast. They know how to finish. Their post players have gotten better, in my opinion. So I mean, they're a physical team. We just have to be ready for all of that.
I agree with Anriel.
Teaira, just how much has the addition of Anriel helped you this year from a rebounding standpoint, maybe even taking some pressure off of you in the post?
She definitely helps on the offensive standpoint. You know, she can knock down the shot if you're not guarding her. So it's like it can't double off if she's in the middle of the floor and we go high low. And then it's rebounding. She comes in and helps me rebound. And steals them too.
Tyler?
Coach, on the topic of Anriel and Teaira, you've mentioned that this season has kind of been hard to get both of them going at the same time. Sunday was sort of an example of that. Anriel came out hot, made a lot of shots. T was getting pushed around like we talked about. With March coming up, you know, tournament time, SEC tournament time, about a month away, do you think that is one of the things that can put your team over the top if they do start playing dominantly night in, night out together? Who's going to beat y'all, you know?
Yeah, I think you're right. I look 1 through 5 on our roster, you know, with a lot of combinations. I think if we can get multiple kids playing together, and that's called chemistry, by the way. If we can get multiple kids playing together well, you know, our skill set's not going to be what holds us back. I've said that in here a bunch. we've got some really talented kids. We've got great point guard play. We've got the inside piece. We've got a lot of things going for us. I mean, it's it's just a matter of are we going to be able to figure it out? And so for me, and I told the team this the other day, I'm not going to quit. I'm going to keep coaching them and teaching them and demanding of them. And at the same time, they've got to let us do that. And I think that's the answer. They've got to let us coach them and teach them, and they've got to allow themselves to continue to grow and get better. My concern right now is I see teams in our league getting better. I know y'all think we're 21-1 and we're the next best thing since sliced bread, but I don't see us getting better. And that's my concern, and that falls on my shoulders. But I see other teams in our league. I see A&M, I see Tennessee, South Carolina. Man, those teams are getting better. Missouri, they're getting better. I don't see us getting better. Now, I see us every day. I don't see those teams every day. But I don't see us getting better. And so, for me, that's the challenge in coaching this team is I got to find a way to get us better, and that's what I've told this team from day one is that they may be the best team that I've ever coached, but I don't know if we're ever going to get to that team. And I think, I think that they can be that team, but I don't know if we're ever going to get to be that team. So do I beat my head in the wall and get tired of that and just go, well, let's get through it? Or do I go, you know what? I'm going to keep fighting. I'm going to keep coaching. I'm going to keep teaching. My staff's going to keep working. We're going to watch extra film. We're going to prepare better than ever before. That's what you get with us. I mean, that's who we are. You're either coaching it one way or you're allowing it that way. And I think that's in coaching, that's where you are. We're either coaching it that way, and that's the way our kids play, or if they're not playing right, then you're allowing that. And so, we've got to do a good job as coaches to coach it the right way, demand it of them, and then we got to play the right way. But I believe so much in this team. I believe so much in these players. I believe that, man, we can get so much better. But it's. Right now, I'm trying my best to make that happen. Some days are a struggle.
Wrap up with Logan.
Vic, can you envision what this team would have looked like if Anriel hadn't transferred in? And just, is there any way to quantify the impact that she's had this year?
No. I just think she's, coaching her for 1 year, her energy level every day in practice, her infectious smile. I mean, really how hard she goes every day. She ain't perfect. She don't play perfect, but I don't have anybody that does. But I'm telling you from a motor standpoint and how hard she plays, how hard she rebounds, nobody likes to do that consistently. She's really been a pleasure and fun to coach. And it's hard to teach that, I don't ever have to coach her hard. Now, I have to coach some other things, but you know what? That's okay. I have to coach. Every kid I got's got certain things about them that we got to coach and deal with. But Anriel's motor, man, it's one of the best I've ever had. Every day. I'm telling you, every day, smile and motor. I get that every day from her. Again, some days I have to coach different things with her and her teammates, but those are two things I get every day from Anriel Howard, and she gives that to her teammates too, by the way. She's not out there, being a detriment to a teammate. She is out there trying to really compete. She is a competitive kid in everything she does on that basketball court. She's really competitive, and that's hard to find sometimes. And she's been a real blessing to our program, and really for me personally, it's been a lot of fun coaching her.
Thank you, Coach. Thank you, ladies.
All right. Praise the Lord.